Hi, it's David here with Future Trading. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I got a ton of information I want to give you. I know they've been really cyclical on yesterday and even this morning, just doing a lot of cyclical activity. So I want to give you something that can have you, just aware of what it is that they're doing while they're moving. All right. So before we do that, we're going to get into some of this other information here. I got tons of videos here for you. I mean, tons of them. All right. If you want to learn more about trading, this is the place to do that. The universal threshold. Now, this is how far the live candle will pull back before resuming. Price action trend, you just need to be able to count to 10 in order to get that to work. And then that price action method, I use the majority principle, which states that the minority is compelled to follow. And then that chart scale, I teach you how to read your hard right edge. All right. So you don't have to look left in order to know where the market is going. I have additional information for you if you're in the market for. I traded live in all of these videos. And again, there's tons of videos here. I do suggest that you further your education, even if it's not with me. You're in an environment full of professionals, so there's no sectioning off with intermediates and beginners. The moment that you come into this field, you're absolutely interacting with professionals. I have you know that. Took me years and a lot of money to learn that. All right. So trying to save you that journey. So I thank you guys on the last video for showing your continued support here. That's the whole goal is to try to get other people help. So thank you so much for stepping up and, definitely doing that. We want to help others. That's the whole purpose of the channel. The channel do not offer this. All right. It doesn't offer this. So if you're here and you're thinking that you're going to experience this, this is not the place that we do this. All right. This is a place of education and a safe place to learn. All right. So make sure that you definitely adhere to what it is that we're about here. We're trying to help people. That's all. All right. So let's get into that information. This is what they're currently doing. Now I'm going to scroll through the chart just a little bit just to give you an idea of the chart scale as well as these ranges. And those are the range times. All right. You're trying to stay above the center of the range. Okay. Or below the center of the range to be bearish or bullish. All right. So this is your chart scale. We're just dividing it. So we're taking the center of this bezel. Right. This is your bezel they provided to you, so you have to utilize it. It's a lot of information here. All right. So we're taking the center of this scale, okay, and we're dividing it. And then we repeat that process from the mid upward or the mid downward. And then we repeat that process. And so here's that activity. I'm gonna just kind of scroll through this so you can kind of see how all of this worked. They stopped at the lower portion of the scale, coming back above it towards the center clearly, and then they gave you a slight rotation there, and it got really, really fussy, just really fussy, dove back down, okay, and then of course brought it back up here just to dive back down to the center of the scale off the upper part of the scale. This ping image is actually provided to you, and another one that I'm not releasing to the public. If you purchase the indicators or the additional education, again, you can get half off of both. Right, so 100 bucks for over 300 indicators, and you can spend 500 and get access to over 30 some videos of me telling you some really, really important details about price activity and how it moves, far beyond the stuff that's on this the channel currently that's free. Very useful information if you pair it with it, and that's the most important part. This stuff that I'm sharing with you is just foundational. All right. All right, so yeah, they're doing a lot of this back and forth, and I want to show you guys how to utilize the chart scale, just the frame of it. All right, so they give you the chart scale, please use it. They must turn the market in front of you, so you don't have to look left. You don't have to do that. It's a pretty good chance that they'll turn it right in front of you, and this is yesterday. Okay, and there's your big drop. Now the chart, it moves, but my image doesn't move. Of course, you have to use it on a full size chart scale, but it doesn't move. All right, so you have to have your chart full screen in order to get this effect, but it doesn't move. All right, and that's the most important part. Now let's get into that other information. Clearly, they're in the uptrend, but I'm gonna count it out for you. I'm gonna tell you some information here. Again, this is all about when price start to range. So I have four things I want you to look for. Well, let's count our bars and get our trend. We need all 7 bars closing higher. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 7. All right. So once we get 7 bars, we would measure the distance from high to low. All right. It's really simple. Trading is not hard. And then let's get us another one and do the same. And this tells us, tells us how far the market will go. All right. And so they made it. So let's color this here. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. So yes, this is how far it will go. So let's just they're not down yet. Okay, so we need 7 down. That's not down yet. So they supposed to go back up. So let's see how that works. All right, let's just lock this in place. And then the center of the trend. All right. It's roughly right at the lower half of the scale here. All right, so let's just put this here. I don't believe they'll want to come back down here while I'm on this video, but I'm gonna put it here. All right, let's just put that there. Let's project this forward just a little bit. So let's just go 12. This video won't be an hour, but I definitely just want to project it. That's all. All right, it's up. I got to do it. I got to do it the other way. I clearly put it in the wrong way here. So let's go 12, 4. So let's get our 4. Okay. Put it in the wrong direction there. All right. So that's the center of the trend moving forward. All right. There it is. All right. Now that's them being up. And clearly they had a trend down. I'll just give you that so you can see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3. They all have to close lower. That's 3, 4. Okay. And we're going 5, 6, and that's 7. That's 7. Of course, they, pretty much did that distance. That's the center of it. So they kind of slowed down right there at the center of it. But they're up. They're up. They're trying to get back up. Now, it won't be before you long, I assure you. I just want to give you some information. All right. So whenever price begins to range, all right, whenever it begins to range, and a lot of you may like profile, volume profile analysis, stuff like that. This is what it's doing. And then you get the big volume node for the amount of time that is spent there, the low volume node, and then the market does this again. Okay. And then it depends on how long that happens. Okay. You'll get another node, it just depends on how long it happens. All right. Just to make volume simple. But this is what's going to take place, before the market, kind of move away from it. All right. So I just want you to know that. And I want you to know the things that you need to look for before the market moves away. All right. So now, if they're pulling back, let's do this again. If they're pulling back and they're going to go again, we're going to repeat the same thing. All right. So they already kind of did it here. So let's do this. And that will put them through the high. So the market is like you and I. So whenever you have an idea, you have the end in mind. All right. So, and that's what makes you take action. The market has the same function because it's individuals trading. This is a decision place. Always keep that in mind. This is a decision place. And so whenever you have a thought, you have the end in mind. And the market, it has a lot of participants that actively do exactly what you do. And so if the entities that's behind the price movement, whether it's, banks or institution, however you want to go about it, is a collection of minds, and they agree to a price level. Several of them, to be quite honest with you, because they can't get in all in one price, and so the span of those prices can be, clearly here for them to get out of the trade and possibly going this way as well. So I want to make you aware of the end is in their mind, so they already know how far they want the market to go. The problem with most traders is that they have no idea what a trend is without using some additional tool, some additional information, without allowing the mind of the people that's moving the market, to tell them what's on their mind. And so I want to make you aware of what that is. All right, so let's just count the bars. Okay, it's really simple. Uh, the number that I'm using is it's important. I revealed that in the private playlist. So if you got the additional education, you would find that out in the first video why I'm choosing the number that I'm choosing. It's really important. All right. So the criteria for ranging. So when the market begins to overlap the bars and kind of go, back and forth, It's this. You're going to find these four things there. The most important thing you need to know is that it does it frequently. Right. So this happens a lot. So you shouldn't be surprised that it shows up. You shouldn't be trapped in it because it comes, it comes about quite a bit. So I don't want you to get trapped in it. Now, the bar color here, in prior videos, I would use the no touch, no close bar color. But today we're going to go with the levels because I want to ensure that the information is being displayed by, the inside bar. Okay. Now, when it comes to the inside bar, we're dealing with the bodies. Now, we only concern ourselves with the bodies of the bars. And so all of those bars are colored here in this video. All right. They're colored gray. And typically your range is going to start with 2 bars. Okay. So your range is going to start with this. It can expand up to 4 bars at least. Okay. And I'm telling you just at least. All right. And that's indicated by another indicator here. And this indicator actually have some additional indicators that you can apply with this indicator that provide you context as to what to do with this, right? In my indicator suite. But the manipulation indicator is that little square that you're seeing. It's like 4 little boxes inside of a square, all right? And that's, again, just the manipulation effect. And it's dealing with 4 bars, okay? 4 bars being trapped inside of one. And this happens quite a bit. All right. So everywhere you're seeing that green or red square, and it's everywhere. Okay. And again, it's some additional information that's provided with the indicator that I provide. There's some additional stuff you need to know about when this take place. All right. Now, if you can figure it out, then I wish you all the best with that information. And I'm glad that you were paying attention. But I definitely want to give you some basis as to how this stuff really moves. All right. This is what I didn't have. And I try to be what I would want to see in the world. I suggest you do the same. It's going to start with at least 2 inside bars and can lead up to 4 at least. And I'm telling you, at least. And of course, the first bar, it's going to be larger than all the others because it needs to be able to house the bodies of the others. So you can kind of take that with you in some regards. So if you see a small body bar, you're not dealing with that yet, okay, in relation to number one. All right. So it's very unlikely that that small bar is going to have 4 other bodies located in it. Now, it's not to say that it can't do that, but it's just very unlikely. So you're wanting the price to just move and kind of go. I know it's annoying when it slows down, but it's not as dangerous when the bars are smaller. Okay. I want you to kind of grasp what I'm telling you here. If the bar is really small, when you're talking top to bottom, kind of small, you're not really in any kind of trouble at that point, right? It can still go, right? It's when the bars become the way that you would like them. If you're in the trade and prices increasing, the bars are becoming bigger. That's when the trouble can begin, right? That's when it can begin. And so you'll just need to be certain that when the price begin to accelerate, when it begins to move away, you just need to be certain that majority is on your side. That way you can remain in it while it moves. And that's what the no touch no close levels are trying to highlight for you. And so if you're new to the channel, this is what we're doing. We're getting that mid above the prior bars high, or we get in the mid below the prior bars low. Now this is our wick zone if you're new, and we're looking for a big wick, okay? And then we want a smaller wick. And then, of course, because the candles have bodies, we're actually wanting a small body with a bigger body, right? And this body must fit in there twice. That's the only caveat. It must fit in there twice. And that's how you're finding majority. So this is represented on today's chart with levels, right? You have levels here. There's an additional indicator that I would put on the chart that would help you find the wicks and the bodies. I just don't have it up here because I wanted to highlight the manipulation effect. All right. But it's called increase. And if you watch my last video, I believe I had it on the chart in there. It shows up with the IN. And again, it tries to help you find this information here because it's showing up in different ways. All right, it's showing up with the big wick, smaller wick, the bodies. And I have bar coloring for this as well, but I'm just wanting to highlight that inside bar. All right, so that's pretty much what I want you to just begin to consider. That it's the large bar. It's going to be two inside bars, at least two of them, and their bodies are inside, and it's happening a lot. Okay, so wherever you're seeing this gray color, man, that's inside bar. You just need to see two of them, and that becomes a range, so it can become a problem for you. Before this decline, you had what? Two inside bars. Two inside bars. You were running into a problem here and, kind of fell down. What you had? Two inside bars, two inside bars, two inside bars. So wherever you're seeing what we got here, two inside bars, two inside bars, two inside bars. It just didn't want to it turned around. Okay, so I want you to know two inside bars, two inside bars. It turned around. This is an inside bar, it's just a doji. Two inside bars. I want you to know, absolutely know, that this is where your problem kind of begins and ends. If you see the twos, okay, if you see the twos, that's a potential problem. I do believe we're going to go higher. I do. It's a good chance. I mean, we got this up here. Supposedly, they said that they would make it. Now, can they make it from where they're at with this here? Well, currently, the two inside bars is saying no. All right, so the channel is meant to try to help you. You had two inside bars here. I'm sorry, two inside bars here to kind of lift it up. But currently, the price activity is saying no. They may not make it from here. They're still above the center of the chart. They're still above it. And so they can go back up, okay? As long as they do not come beneath here and stay down here, I wholeheartedly believe we can get here. We would just end up adjusting this. All right, so let me just kind of unlock that because they're not serious about it yet. All right, can it come down to here? That'll still put them up here. Okay, so right now we'll just leave this here. We're going to see what's going to happen. Now, this is one inside bar. Okay, so I don't want you to underestimate the power of what it is that I'm showing you. I know you probably look at the chart like, hey, I already knew about inside bars. Yeah, there's some other stuff I know about these inside bars too. How to know when it'll take off. I revealed that in those videos as well. In those videos in that playlist, there's some other information there about the manipulation effect. There's some other stuff that I'm just not telling you. However, can we get the two inside bars here to begin to get it to move back up? Most traders that come to this space, um, they need help. All right, they just need some help, and I want to make sure that you guys, receive that in a way that's simple, visually simple. It's not complicated. I don't want to overcomplicate this. We don't want to add so many things to the chart that you can't make sense of what's provided, and that's time and price. All right. So what's the time part? This, it's in front of the candles. This is in front of the candles. I don't have to look left to know when the market will turn or where it can possibly run into a problem. This portion of the chart was here when they was down here. Okay. If they decide to drop down, we just took a look at what that could possibly lead to, and that's from here. All right. So we're not going to complicate things on this channel. And I thank each and every last one of you who's taking the time to view the information. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. All right. So that's the goal. So this is two inside bars here inside of this bar. Now I know this one didn't color. I know this one didn't color. I've been pointing to the ones that's coloring because it's easier. But this indicator here is just finding one inside bar. But there's two inside of here. It is. All right. So I just pointing to the colored ones because it's easier. That's all. Visually, you can pick it up. It's really easy. However, I do have you know, so supposedly they're going to get there. That's important. So that's really important. I hope that you find that what I'm sharing here on the channel is assisting you. And if so, let us know, down in the comments below. Share your experience with the information. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to make sure that we get traders help Simple help. It's not complicated. We want to make sure that it's easy. It will be occasionally stressful. That's what the market, tends to offer some stress, considering the capital side of it. So if you're trading with an infinite amount of capital and you got disposable income, it may not be stressful for you. But those that do not have that and is looking for a transitional point in their career, or maybe an additional outlet as far as income, want to make sure that it's less complicated for you. We want to make sure that there's some help there for you. And so you could get potentially just $99.21 a day and make yourself an additional $2,000 a month per contract. Okay. If you're trading the micro, again, it's $99.21. All right. It's $99.21. So it may require just a little bit more interaction. I know if you're trading the mini, uh, it's just 20 ticks. If you're trading the micro, it's going to require just a little bit more interaction. So they're giving this inside bar here. I don't want to hold the video much longer. I do want you guys to know that it could get here. And so I'm going to try to hold the video. Let's see if the majority showed up here with the level, because the midpoint got above this bar's high. I didn't put the threshold up here. I'll probably include it in another video, but the threshold is your wick zone. So this is where we're looking for the big wick, little wick effect. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the price to kind of lean back over into the bar. Okay, touch the bar, create the big wick, little wick effect. All right, just to make it simple for you. That's what we're looking for. But the video is primarily about this information here. And I really want you to take this in because of how frequent it does it. It does it so many times in a day. I don't want you to, of course, get stopped out prematurely or have yourself thinking that the market won't continue on in your direction. I know we're getting the two inside bars again. All right, so they're giving them to us again. A lot of activity up here. Okay, we're not going to change our mind about how far it's going to go, respectfully, in relation to this pivot. Okay, it's not to say that it can't lean down to here and then turn around and come back up. It absolutely can. But currently, I want to make sure that I tell you this, this right here, okay, is important. It's important. That's important. Very important. And again, you can see it on the chart. Everything that I teach, I try to teach where it's simple and that you can see it frequently. It's most important that you see it frequently because the algorithms, they operate based off of frequency, how fast, how rapid that they can put a great deal of orders in the market. And so to kind of balance the scale a little bit, you need an opportunity to be able to interact with the market frequently as well, but with high probability too. So some would say you shouldn't do a lot of trades, but the institutions, they do a lot of trading, a great deal of it, and they're successful. So why is it that you can't? All right. So I want to kind of help you see why it's necessary for you to have robust information that shows up frequently on the chart. It shouldn't have a lot of rules if it's frequent. All right. So kind of keep that in mind too. It shouldn't be a lot of rules. It should be very simple because it needs to be repetitive. All right. And repetition always comes with simple things. All right. It's not to be overcomplicated. It's meant to be simple. So here's some give. So they're trying to give back just a bit. All right. And again, there's your two. Now the mid is falling beneath that low. That level could possibly show up if this bar can keep the mid of the bar beneath that bar's low. All right. Or will they turn it back around? The pressure will indicate that this is taking place. All right. So I have the pressure to kind of help you with the 50% exceeding the prior bar. And it works on the free version of NinjaTrader. All right, free version. So you can go and get that platform, use my indicators, and of course, place the trades that you would like to place on a different platform if you would want to. So I have tools again just to try to make things simpler for you. Now, this level, they don't supposed to break the level respectfully. So let's see if they're getting ready to turn it back around. Let's see. But hopefully by you seeing this, okay, that information there, you'll kind of know, am I in a place that this could possibly go ahead and turn around? or will it come to me? So you definitely want to go with what's frequent. All right, this is important. Whatever you're utilizing, no matter the tools, it needs to be frequent. That's really important because, again, the institutions, they're capable of doing this based off of frequency. All right. So if you're using something or, applying information that's not frequent and robust, and that's the other part, it needs to be very high probability, you're not going to have the edge that you're looking for. Okay. You will get occasional wins, it'll work out, but the edge, the ability to go backwards, because when you have days like yesterday and even some of this morning, when you have days like that where you're having broad swings, it's saying majority is coming back in, the pressure is coming on, the mid is getting above the high, so a level should pop up here. Okay, it's not going high. Yeah, it's not inside, so that's fine. They just wanted to give back just a bit. The mid is above the high. The level should come on here if they can keep that mid above the high. They're trying to come off this upper part of the chart. They're trying to come off the upper part of the chart. Yes, the level should pop up here as well. Let me remove that. The level should pop up here as well. Now, when it comes to you getting closer, because I know this is kind of far away, what you can do is go for a target that's smaller for your $99.21. That's saying that they can get there. All right, that's saying that. And we got to see, but that's saying that. And again, you just don't want them to run the pattern. All right, you just don't want them to run that pattern. So they can't hit the level, and they're telling you that they'll get here. All right, try to put this here for you. I don't want to hold the video much longer. I want to make sure you guys just get some information that's useful, something that you can reference. They're saying that they can get here. All right, so let's kind of do this. Will it make it? I don't know. That's what's suggested. All right, the market is suggesting that. Can it make it? I don't know. We got to see. But it's saying that it can get here. And that will be, of course, the stop here. Now, this is the threshold that they're pulling into on this bar. Now, I like the one with the level. I know this one has a level too, but I like this one. This is kind of where that inside stuff took place. All right, so let's just kind of put this here. I don't believe they supposed to get back here. I'll put a threshold on this one too, but I don't want this one. I like the one here. I like the one here, but let's see if they can give you your wicks here and get up here to this target. Now, once they do that, I will go. I'm not going to wait until they get up here. I think that'll just take a little bit longer than what I'm willing to do here. I want the information to be useful and simple. I want you to come to the channel, say, hey, I like what's going on, and share it. Share the information. Tell someone about the channel. Have them come over, So we got an inside bar. I don't think they want to give us two. Let me just move this out the way just for a second. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's saying they want to get there. Let's see if they'll make it. Are they going to give us two inside bars? It appears that that may be the case. We really don't want them to give back. And should they do that, I think they'll come here because they're already responding here. And if they're not going to just get straight away to here, because this distance here is for this pattern. Now, if you're going with the distance on that pattern, I think it'll be kind of one and the same. So with that level here, let's move this here. We'll go off the close. Yeah, that's kind of coming in short. So yeah, it's pretty much one and the same. Okay. Okay, well, they did both. Fantastic. All right. So that's my time with you. I do hope that you found this information useful. If you would like to be a part of the channel, please do so. We're willing to, again, just ensure that your journey with trading is simple and it's not complicated. Share it with someone. I'm sure you may know of someone, if not yourself. Be kind. Share it with them. Tell them to come by the channel and just give it a look. Mostly all the videos are in real time. The thumbnails that you're seeing on the videos are charts that we actually went over, and I tried to give you information that's useful. All right. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.